Hello and welcome to the history of professional wrestling in Ireland. Here I look at different aspects of Irish wrestling history and the impact that it has had. In this episode we look at Ireland's first megastar in professional wrestling. In this episode we look at Danno O'Mahoney. Danno was born in 1912 in a town called Ballydehob in County Cork. In 1933, while serving in the Defence Forces, Danno actually established himself as a hardy tank. During this time, he set military records for both the hammer throw as well as the 56-pound weight throw. These records stayed intact right up until the 1990s. Danno also boxed and wrestled, with his technique relying heavily on stand-up grappling as well as yeeting people. Danno was brought to the US in 1934 by a Boston promoter by the name of Paul Bowser. Bowser was hoping to create a new Irish star for the New York crowd, which would have had a large number of Irish people in it due to the high levels of immigration. Originally, Bowser had made the offer to bring two-time Olympic hammer thrower Patrick O'Callaghan, but Patrick turned it down, instead recommending O'Mahoney. Shortly after this, Bowser was able to obtain O'Mahoney's release from the army. Soon after this, he began wrestling training. He actually had his first match in December of 1934 against Ed the Strangler Lewis in a losing effort. And even though he lost, Bowser was satisfied enough to bring him to America and offer him a contract of over $100,000. O'Mahoney would be promoted as the Irish champion, the strongest man in the world who was looking for international competition. Danno's first match was against Ernie Dusick, who was the leader of the Riot Squad. This little faction consisted of the four Dusick brothers, Ernie, Emil, Rudy and Joe. They were considered to be the toughest family west of the Atlantic, with Ernie being regarded as the best of the bunch. He was the perfect opponent for Danno's American debut. In the build-up, Danno declared his readiness and ability to defeat Ernie. Danno's first American match took place in the Boston Gardens, with over 14,000 Irishmen supporting him on the night. Dusick, being the absolute heel that he was, started the fight with the typical fouling tactics that he'd become known for. In spite of this, Danno punched him from pillar to post, finishing the first round with two of his signature Irish whips. In the second round of the 2 out of 3, the same happened. Dusick tried the same fouling tactics again, only this time Danno finished him with a flying tackle to the jaw and another Irish whip. After this, one of the brothers, Rudy, rushed to the ring and started a 2-on-1 attack, at which point Danno lost it, and in a rage, Danno ended up putting Ernie and Rudy onto the ground due to blows to the head, courtesy of the Irish whip. This left Danno standing tall and being declared winner, while the other two were left laying on the ground. So there you have it, the early life and the beginning of the career of Ireland's first megastar, Danno O'Mahoney. Please join me next time for part 2 in the life and career of Danno O'Mahoney. And as always, if you liked the video, please let us know, and until next time, slán.